But I got it. A factory to 100% efficiency while using liquid train cars. But we're on the edge of the city. By the way, this factory runs right up to the edge of the city. And this is what he looks like. So, we're not, there's some inefficiencies here still. Lots of red lights. I want to do debugging. I am trying to get this at 100% efficiency over a long period of time. And I actually do have a very easy visual indicator for that. And that is if all of these coal plants get red. Red lights become green. The rest of this really should be at 100%. Yeah, 86%. Why? Is it oil? It's probably the oil feed. I mean, that's freaking full. I mean, full. Water? Really, sirs? Water is the problem? Well, he's at 100. He's at 87. Why? Low fuel, most likely. Low water. Yeah, your water is low. Your water is low. All right, it's a water truck problem, or water train problem. Maybe we need third water trains in there, or we really need to put the delay in. We probably need to put the delay in. But let's head up to the top. So in the center of each floor creates the rocket fuel for that floor. All right, there's 2 floors doing that. Here's, of course, the second. Yellow. Low on fuel. Why are you low on fuel, sir? Low on water. All right, I got an idea. We'll handle that in a second. Let's see where we are in terms of efficiency. And then this is the top floor. This takes all of the polymer resin and turns it into the plastic and the rubber that we need. Well, it's been stuck that way. I wonder, is there an error? I find it hard to believe that this has gone neither forward nor backward since we last looked. Maybe it has. All right. All right, so the idea here is when the trains drop in back to back, there is a little bit of room here for them to work. Now, we may just need to throw in more trains. But I'm a little concerned about that many trains on our line. I would like to see if we could make this work with the amount that we already have. And maybe we can't, but I think it's worth trying. See, so what is happening, now see how all these are empty? I'm betting very soon the next train number 2 is gonna hit. It's right here. It's already here, okay? And this really is a problem because there's no way in hell that this is empty enough for him. There's no way. So there is a setting that we can change, right? And so then what's happening is it's getting wasted. But this amount of water will help stem the tide a little bit. But I bet you there's going to be water still on this train. Yeah, see all this? This is wasted water that's traveling back and forth that we need in our factory. So what can we do about it? Well, we turn off self-driving for a second and pull him back out of the train line. Actually, we won't. We're just going to edit the timetable, water drop off, and we're gonna add 60 seconds. Okay, these water trains, we're gonna try 60 seconds. All right, because the 30 seconds wasn't doing shit. Now, unfortunately, we got to do this with all of them, otherwise it's gonna cause a problem. All right, so here's the first test, because these are full of shit as shit. I think this is the key for us here. We really should do it on the oil as well. I mean, it can't hurt, right? Well, our oil is backing up. It actually can hurt because this guy can stay here forever. But maybe if we fix our water issues. Yeah, see, this is a little bit of a potential issue. But they will self-regulate. Right, because this... I think... if they are bunched up, like let's assume they're bunched up, right? He comes in, he unloads, and it takes him a second to fully finish unloading. When he unloads, this guy pulls in behind him and he bunches up, okay? Well, he's gonna leave because he emptied. Then this guy who was right behind him, he moves in, but this mother is packed full, right? He's full. So he's gonna wait until he's unloaded or 90 seconds. The key is the or it's unloaded is so nice. Okay, this should be because if it's empty, it unloads it, moves on, right? It doesn't stop. Nice, fully unloaded. That's what we love to see. Okay, I mean, I think now we can check for some other inefficiencies. And now he has to wait here the full 90 seconds. And so he will fall behind. He'll fall further and further behind and it'll self-regulate. 80 seconds. Well, so my 90 seconds should separate them, right? By 10 seconds more. Like it by net 10 seconds, I think. I don't know. Wait, is there 3? Apparently I do have 3 water trains of each kind. I only had 2. Well, that makes sense why. I mean, it's all starting to make sense now. These are jammed packed. All right. Let's see how we did up here. We still may have errors, but hopefully we don't have a low water error. 87%. Still the fuel, and it's still, I mean, this water is gaining. And I know it takes time. 89. 87. Let's wait till this goes up. I mean, this looks good. 15, 16. Okay. Let's is our power going up? Because as our power goes up, it means we're being more and more efficient. We're fixing problems. Oh yeah, 297. We have 300. I haven't seen a 300. So we're fixing issues. It's getting better for sure. Let's check our lights. Let's check our lights at the roof, which is a very easy indicator for our efficiency. I used the new throughput monitors yesterday for the first time in troubleshooting a bottleneck. They're really good for that. Nice. Looking forward to that. All right, we want more green around the edge here. We don't have any. Don't have any. Sad. This makes me a sad panda. Oh, 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 oh. First green light. Right when we got here, it clicked over. First green light. The first transport is away. Yay! All right. We're kicking names and taking ass.
The next day.
Let's talk about this liquid thing. All right. So let me get something out of the way first. There was a lot of talk about 600 through 600 consistent flow through a pipe being not possible. I do not believe that that is true. I believe that it is 100% possible to get 600 flow through a Mark II pipe. Having said that, in order to make that happen consistently, things have to be perfect. And there's a lot of little things that can make it not perfect. I believe a good design, good engineering design, does not require perfection for it to work. Okay? We need to have robustness. Okay? I love looking at the 5090 really gives so much detail. Look at, I mean, I don't remember being able to see all of those pumps pump away with such detail. Can you guys see that? That's amazing to me. So while I believe that 600 perfectly through a pipe, now there's something to be said for simplicity as well, right? Sometimes the best engineering is simple, effective, and it works. But you know, sometimes you need more robust engineering and design to get you through various variables that may come up. All right. And so it really just depends on the situation. All right. In this case, I think I aimed for simplicity and we missed, and we needed to get some robustness in there. Okay. So now, if you guys recall, this side was basically is designed almost, and I'll talk about that almost, the exact same as this side. But there was no problems over here. These were all at 100, weren't they? So that right there is enough of a fact that makes me doubt the 600 flow rate not being possible, because I'm doing the same thing twice. I'm doing this one that way, and I'm doing this one that way. It's the same thing twice. And by the way, I've done the same thing in one. Now I did it a lot in update 8, and there was a point made, well, perhaps it's broken in 1.0. And while that is possible, as far as I know, to my knowledge, on my Gold Coast factory, I am also doing this. And it's working. Okay, so, and I believe it was working here last night. Now we've made some changes, and so changes that I don't want to undo right now because of that fact that it takes like 2 to 4 hours to really see if things are working. I don't want to mess with things, but I do want to do a review and talk about this. Okay, so what's the main difference? Oh, and by the way, the setup that I have in the Gold Coast is much more similar to this than it is to this. So I said almost. Let's talk about the almost, because the almost is where I think our mistake is, or our problem was. All right, we're gonna call the side B the side that works. And side A, we're gonna call it Kin's Bane, AKA Eye in the Sky, AKA Okie Sooner. That's terrible handwriting. Let's try this again. Kin's Bane. Okay, it didn't work. All right, so water comes up, goes into a reservoir. Okay, comes down, goes into, how many was it? 6? I think it's 6 because they eat 100 each. 6 manifolded outputs. Okay, each of these are 100. I believe this was working. At the very least, it was working better than A. And I believe this is how I set up my Gold Coast stuff. Now, like B, we went up here, pumped it into the reservoir, dropped down. By the way, the pump is here, going up. Now, what's the main difference between B and A? Let's look again. Okie Sooner, I'm going to talk about that. Buffer, you're right. I'm going to talk about that. What you posted in Discord. Okay, now let's pretend that I didn't put this pipe in. This is the fix, and I'm going to talk about the fix, the robustness. Okay, first I'm talking about how why I think the simple version didn't work, and then we're going to talk about my robust fix, because, and I'm not going to undo this because I've already done it. Okay, but let's pretend this is not here. And let's pretend that these are not connected down here at the end, because I ended up connecting these as well, and these were disconnected. Right, this one was disconnected because we had the 2 there and the 4 here is 6, and then the other 6 there. Okay, 6 on this one, the 6 on this one. Okay. Is the fuel plant online? If so, how much are we making now? The fuel plant is online. It is not perfectly balanced. Here we go. Here, let's look at this. Is this a water issue? Okay, so we still have a little bit of a water issue. So this is good to know. And this is very strange to me, right? Because this is the first one on the line. This is like begging me that there's like why is that one only have so little and that one has so much? This is yelling at me. I got distracted. This is yelling at me that there is a broken pipe. And now that was at 10 and now it's at 50 instantly. I believe that sometimes things get broken. I don't understand. Look at it. It's at 50. All I did was delete this pipe and rebuild it. That's all I did. Sometimes that shit happens. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. Now, what's the difference? Okay. Gotta let the pipes fully saturate. The pipes are fully saturated, my friends. Okay. All right, now I can't remember if we had done those changes. What changes had we done? I hadn't done it yet. All right, so I have to redo this change. I think this is a good change. This is Similarly, again, I do think, well, look, I don't know how gases work. All right, I made an assumption when I was designing this, and I knew that I could get max flow out of liquids. I've been challenged on that the last couple of days, but Eye in the Sky says that he can never get 600 out of the ground. All right. Well, luckily we're bringing up more than we need. All right. Now, I wasn't connecting them in such a way that allowed them to share each other, but I just did that direction. Now I'm going to do the same thing again. This is what I was trying to do when we crashed. I'm going to loop it over here as well. And I did say that we're not going to worry about that clipping over there. All right, so now what we're doing is this extra 200 that I'm bringing to the party, I'm sharing it with the 600 lines. So we're bringing a lot more nitrogen to the party than we need. So I assume that we go through all of our manifolding needs. I wonder if we're just massively manifolding out this nitrogen, and I just got to give it time. Seems like everything's okay. Let's check. Let's make sure 600 on each input. Okay, let's go down. It should be 6663. All right. See, that's not a 600 flow rate. I'm not sure why. Slowly going up. The pipes behind us have got to be finished by now. I mean, I guess not. There's room in there. I'm not 100%. Maybe is it taking literally this long for it to go up the spiral? Maybe. Did I overclock one of the blenders? No, they're all blueprinted. This one's supposed to be underclocked. All right, here's what we're going to do. We are going to, I have a very good indication that what this needs most is time. And so we're going to work on doing some planning of, yeah, look how bad we backtracked. Because we cut the nitrogen for so long. We have to work our way all the way back up. And let's just check. Let's go down here and let's check. Before we move to aluminum production, I want to get something done on aluminum today or I'm going to lose my mind. And this flow rate is fluctuating above and below 300. Because it's using a 600 to take it all the way up there, but then we split it off on a 300 at a certain point. Okay, I'll do that. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna blast this with even more. I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna upgrade that Mark II the entire way. We're just gonna throw it all at the wall. That's what we're gonna do. I don't think there's anything else I can do. We gotta give it time.
3 days later.
All right, so where did we leave off in the game? So in the game last time, basically for 2 streams, Mikey, I struggled and I fought with even liquid production to these blueprints that make our rocket fuel. I tried a bunch of different things. and I got upset. I screamed, I yelled, I cussed, I blamed my wife for it, even though it wasn't her fault. I blamed Oki Sooner, even though it was his fault. And this is where we left it. I think this is as good a design I can possibly make it. And basically, it all just has to do with routing. How do you route water into these blueprints? I think there was a lot of things going on. I think my choices of exactly how I was doing it could have been better. I was kind of designing for simplicity and precision. I should have designed for more robustness, okay? More ability to, you know, be imperfect and still work. And there's a kind of a startup procedure that I did a little bit differently. A lot of little things, and I'm not 100% sure exactly which of those little things is really going to put us over the edge. But in terms of like a design, I'm not going to change it from here. This is it. Now, I may, you know, if I'm worried that there's a bugged pipe, or maybe I redo a pipe, you know, and set the pump differently. You know, all those are still on the table. But in terms of like moving around the pipes, this is the very best design that I can. And it basically, hey, Gigolo, and by the way, Shoddy Plays, thank you for the follow. Basically, I'm kind of following two rules. Okay. Well, a lot of rules. So water comes up, it's pumped up. Let's go a little thicker. That's what she said. So water comes up. Okay, it's pumped up, and then it starts dropping into blueprints. All right. So one big change is these are all in a line instead of dropping in the middle, and then the water has to go this way and this way. We're all now dropping in, all of them drop in on the end, and all the water goes this way. That's one. Another one is that I deleted and redid a bunch of pipes, especially inside the blueprint, which I have a feeling that maybe it was bugged. I don't know for sure on that one. Maybe that's just coping and me trying to come up with a way of explaining why my design didn't work. The other major thing that in terms of design that I did is made sure that the amount of water that we need is less than 600. Now, I know for a fact that it is possible to get 600 reliably out of a line of liquid and use it all. I know because I've done it. For whatever reason, this time I couldn't make it happen. And so maybe it's because 1.0 is different than update 8, which is the last time I got reliable stuff out of, a lot reliable for 600. Wow. Welcome. We are rated. There are Lego heads everywhere. We are like 5 minutes into the stream, guys. Literally 6 minutes. And a bunch. Well, you know what? We just started. How about we do a little tour? I am trying to get this at 100% efficiency over a long period of time. And I actually do have a very easy visual indicator for that. And that is if all of these coal plants get red lights become green. Okay, and so we've made some changes. This requires a crap ton of manifold time the way I've got this set up. But if we do get that last light green, that means we've been at 100% for hours. Uninterrupted 100% for hours. That's the only way to get that last line green. The idea here is that the compacted coal, that is a leftover of, or a byproduct of the rocket fuel, it goes into these smokestacks, these coal generators, for mostly a visual aesthetic thing, although it is an extra 6,000 power, so I guess that's not nothing. And so we'll be taking a look at this later and kind of checking in on our light situation. All right, so the goal is we need to check 26. Yeah, I think it's 26 machines. They need to have a full 50 out of 50 water. And, oh, the elevator. We'll do the elevator too. And they need to have and I would prefer them to be at 100%. So this 50 out of 50 water. So this is not at 100% yet, but it's working its way up. It'll get there. 50 out of 50 water. Okay, we have, I think, 13 on each floor. All right, so let's make sure everybody's getting their water, because I spent basically 24 hours fiddling, trying to make sure that everybody got the water they needed. All right, that's the first 5. We have 8 more to check. Everybody's looking good so far. Now, there may be another inefficiency in this factory still. All right, but we want to make sure it's not this damn water, because the water is what was kicking our ass. Yeah, there's some cosmetics. Yeah. I guess I can go over all the cosmetics too. All right, this looks good. And then, you know, I'll just make Minikin edit it. I'll build like one of each of the cosmetics. Oh, wrong way. We got to go back down. All of that looked good. That's an entire floor with 100% water. We hadn't really seen that. I also want to check, after we check this, I want to check all of the generators and make sure there's no red lights. Because if there's no red lights on any of the generators, that means that we should be at 100%. And then we just need, then it's just a matter of time until we reach the all green lights on the roof. Heated scotch is here. All right, we got 6 left. So far, everyone has been perfect. Oh, no. Why? Why? Why do you hate me? What did I ever do to you? Unbelievable. This whole line is like bugged. 9 water per minute. Maybe we just do we have a bad pipe? All of these are bad. Would explain why we're not moving up. This one's okay, I guess. 233, this needs to be 600. 5? I don't understand. You guys just want to rebuild some pipe? Maybe it's just a bad pipe. We also do have to make sure that our source of water isn't broken. And then we also have to consider the fact that if things are broken, perhaps the junction is broken. We were so close. It's always the last place you look. Always a bug pipe. Yeah, design-wise, I think we've shown that this design should work perfectly fine. This build has been cursed. Everything looks good now. One of these pipes I deleted and rebuilt was broken. And this is literally the last one to check, and he's good. So I don't understand. It was another bug pipe, and it must have been a feeder pipe. It must have been like this one. One of these first few, either that one or that one. It's the only thing that would have made sense. All right, well, let's give this some time and we'll take a look at all of the other cosmetic changes.
Later that same evening.
Oh, hey, you know we haven't done in a while? Guys. Channel. We need victory. It has been 2 to 3 hours since we last checked this, and we've made some changes. What I want to see when I fly to the top of this building is no red lights. Well, there's a red light, so we're already effed. Because there's no way we get it. Ah, it's so close. We're close, but we're not there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're very, very close. But I saw some red lights. Let's track this back. It ain't the water there. And it ain't the water there. What's your problem, bro? Is it a miscalc? Is it a miscalc here? These are all overclocked to doubles. .33. 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times 4 times 8.33333333. That's 300. As long as these are all just doubles. And I didn't sneak in. I guess I could have snuck in. I don't understand. You know, unless I accidentally squeezed in an extra, like a third power shard in one of these. Why are those red? We should be getting 300 solidly. Yeah. All right, I'll try Okie Sooner's little trick. Except this is a gas, not a fluid. What is up with this flow? I don't know why that was so low. Is it another busted pipe? It's gotta be. $87. How are you at 87? I wonder if we should just let it go. Yeah, Kev, go. The only thing I can think of is that it's a water supply issue. I have no idea. No idea. It's worse. It's 79. This was like 87. We're not getting the water. All comes back to water. 123 should be enough, sir. As long as it's under over 100. I don't think it's running out of water high in the sky. I think there's another bad pipe or something weird like that. I hear what you're saying, that the ones in the middle can't get access to those other ones, but they still share. I mean, these are packed. All right, let's follow him. Maybe we do a rebuild, pipe rebuild real quick. Can't remember, where were we? Second floor? Yeah. And then you're headed here. All right, it's this one. Looks 600 good. Did we delete this over here, or did we do that on the other floor, or did we do that on both? I can't remember now. We did this first thing when we logged in, but I can't remember what floor we did it on. Come on. What are you doing? It's less than 100. But I was just deleting pipe. $93. I don't know, man. We deleted some pipes. I can't remember, at the beginning of the stream there was a problem. It was on the It was probably on the first floor, because I was counting. It was the last line that had a problem, but I can't remember if I started on the first floor or the second floor counting. Yeah, but you see at which point it stops flowing, as it should? How does that tell me when it stops flowing? Are you talking about head lift? I don't see how that shows me when it stops flowing. And I'm not spending another 12 hours rebuilding this. It's more than that. I mean, look at the flow rate drop. Now, I expect the flow to fluctuate a little bit because this setup is not eating 600, it's eating 500. Okay, so I do expect 600 pump for a while, and then every once in a while, the flow to, you know, pop back a little bit. But that's not what I think what happened. That already does seem better. Are we on the correct floor? Did I do the wrong freaking floor? No, we're on the right floor. Get the water train on the roof. I mean, that is the better way, right? There's plenty of liquid in this buffer. These buffers are fine. Okay, they're not even close to running out. Okay, and they have, okay, he's close, I'll give you that. But they're all sharing. Okay, and there's lots of extra water here to flow in. Okay, this is not running out. This is not empty. Okay, the flow rate is not low because this is empty. Or because this is... Oh, this is flowing through. If we dump this pipe segment. I don't really like this. I mean, we redid it. I mean, we could redo. All right. Okay, let's just redo them all this way. It's ugly, but maybe it really is this funky pipe segment that we don't have here. Because I was having a major problem with this one. It could just literally be this.
A few moments later.
The two main problems are I had actual broken pipes and maybe even a couple broken splitters. And I think one of them was actually in my blueprint, was copied 26 times. That's for sure. And then I'm betting that it was this, because I was having a horrible time with this one. And yesterday I switched it to this orientation, even though it's ugly, and I haven't had a problem since. And so that's why I've just changed all of them to match. So yeah, let's see. Do we still have red lights down there? So it would, it looks like we do. And by the way, the rest of these seem to be working. This is the other end. This is working fine. Why aren't these red? Right? So it's not a design issue, right? Because these other ones work. This is another end right here. Green. $31, it's going up, right? So we're better than 95% efficient right now. But I don't know, man. Maybe this works, and then I log out, and when I log back in, it stops working again. I don't know. Maybe it has to do with the fact, maybe because I'm crashing because of something else that's causing the pipes to bug. I don't know. I'm not using the max 600 Ghibli. It's not your fault. I'm not using the max 600, but even if I was, I've done it a million times. Not a million. I've done it lots of times, and I've got it to work just fine.
Tomorrow.
Are my trains not? Oh my God. The trains are broken. Something's actually wrong with the trains. Now this is a real problem. Gonna collide. I mean, all my trains are gonna be screwed up now. And there's not even any like real reason for it.
A lot of boring math later.
So I did two fixes. I lowered that so that we had a little bit less distance to travel right at the top. And I also removed some block signals at the beginning of this so that they were spread out just a little bit further to give them a little bit of a guaranteed momentum. All right, and I think that that's helping. Obviously, that train is not traveling at full speed. I think that that's clear. If I had to do this again, I would go under that 2 meter incline. Okay, I would do that, right?
3:28 a.m.
Is there a way to look at my total train list? Yeah. we need RF water 5. Well, here's a problem. I only made 2 of them. Look, I made 3 of everybody else. Is he just hiding somewhere? Guys, I made 3 of everybody else. Look, the 10s have 3, the 8s have 3, the oils have 3. I forgot this guy. All right, well, we might as well make another train. I'm gonna send one right now. We're gonna send another RF water 5 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. RF water 5 3. Edit. RF water 5 pickup, and then RF water 5 drop off. We edit you. We go 90. Wagon is fully unloaded and loaded. Save changes. Turn on. I had 3 trains for everybody else. Somehow I forgot to add the 3rd train for this one, and I do think it's needed because these are out. Yeah, these are empty. I mean, could this possibly have been the problem the whole time? I swear to God, every time I came down here to check it, there was plenty of water. This could have been the problem the whole time. I mean, because at this moment, now the fact that we had our train like pile up made it worse for sure. That made it worse. Okay, or that exacerbated. But what if it was just barely bad? Right? What if it was just barely not good? Right? And then it was just a little bit of water, and that's why we weren't getting what we were getting. And maybe that's why it would work for a while, and then it would fall off. Yeah, so it's waiting. It's self-fixing itself. It's self-spreading out. It's gonna wait until it can fully unload, I think. Since I built this effing thing, it is. I mean, the water's a problem. The water is a problem. Now, is nitrogen also a problem? Perhaps. But I guarantee you water's a problem. Guaranteed. Now, since I built this thing and turned it on, I've had 3 trains running this station, 3 trains running this station, and 2 trains running this station. I've never run out of water at this station or this station. I wonder why. Now, I didn't think I was running out of water here. Every time I came down to check, there seemed like there was plenty of water, but maybe I was. Maybe I was. Now, I also added a thing where, so these little side buffers, right, who are they gonna fill? They're gonna fill up like the ones on the ends. Okay, but our problem pipes, maybe that's why some of these were working, and then every once in a while, a couple of these weren't. I mean, it makes sense, right? It's all plausible. Now I've added a 3rd train here, and maybe this is gonna fix it, right? But I'm trying to keep an eye on it, so we're out here, so we really could use that train. Now, this redistribution here has been changed, so that's going to help. But train number 3, I really hope is imminent. All right, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like this third train, I mean, by definition, it's wrong. I had two trains. Literally, by definition, it's incorrect. All right, the trains are looking good. Now, I would really love to see these be full, like full. Okay, when these are full, I will actually feel like we fixed it. All right, I think I'm ready. I think I'm finally ready to move on with my life. You guys can see it must full. You love to see it. You love to see it. You guys must, I mean, you get a little glimpse of what my wife has to deal with. If I think that there's a problem, I can't let it go. I really can't. You know what? And that's a strength in many ways, but it can be a weakness too. Full, almost full. He'll get full. Remember I said, why isn't this tank filling up? Okay. These tanks are full, guys. The water is fixed. And I think the nitrogen is fixed too. I believe that we are good to go. Oh, did I ever check the second floor? I never did. I only checked the bottom floor. But these all look good. Oh, I see a little something over there. Let's look. Oh, nope, it was just the power pole blocking it. I think we're good, guys.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
All right, how we doing? $96, here we go. The preceding one is 96. I have been working towards this for about 25 hours, you guys. And we're gonna pop to green and have a 100% efficient factory. Proven. Fixing problem after problem after problem. We've been running at 100% efficiency for several hours now. There it is. Success. I've seriously been trying to get this going and get that fixed, and it was a stupid train the whole time. I thought I had 2 trains running the water. I mean, I thought I had 3 trains running the water, and I only had 2. It'll slowly get up to 100%. Until then, it'll flash red. But I think we're basically already there. I'd like to see a 2 there. Now, we're good, boys and girls. Firing on all cylinders. But I got it. I got a factory to 100% efficiency while using liquid train cars. They said it couldn't be done, and they were almost correct. But what they didn't count on was my absolute stubbornness. But we got there. All right, I got one more barrel to check. Let's make sure he's good. This one. Yes. Proof. Absolute proof that the water is working. I'm a happy man. I may not look it. But I'm very happy inside.